I got Avalon Blue and introduce the homie.
My nigga X-Con.
Hey.
X-Con.
AKA Big Congo.
Okay. All right, so where we at, man?
We're at Salt Park, man, home of the 5 trades.
Okay. And a lot of people, let's just start off at the park, man. This is probably one of the most beautiful parks in LA. Probably one of the top 5 parks. The only thing you're missing is a lake in the middle.
Yes, all we missing lake in the middle. But we got a pool though.
Oh, is that right?
We got a pool. We got a pool.
Big ass pool.
We got a brand new pool. We got a brand new gym with the A in the middle of the floor.
Indoor, outdoor gym.
And we got a football. We got a football field and a baseball field on the other side on San Pedro side.
You got
we got a soccer
court?
field and everything.
We got a
indoor basketball court and outdoor basketball court.
Okay, here's something that y'all don't got that Gilbert Lindsay got.
What they got?
A skate park.
Oh, man, we ain't doing no
We
skateboarding.
don't raise skateboarders.
We're not building that.
We
build athletes.
Athletes and khaki saggers.
Okay,
Straight up.
Well, I ain't gonna hate on the skaters though.
We ain't got no problem with skaters.
Niggas ain't got skateboards through this motherfucker.
We got little kids who ride them bikes, some speed bikes. They do all the wheelies.
Yeah, we got homies that ride bikes and shit.
Okay. All right, well, man, take me back to the beginning, man. What's the neighborhood here, and when did it all, crack off for you?
Man, me, this is the home of the 5 trades. For me, man, it cracked off for me like in '86, man, when I started claiming the set, man. When I started banging 5 trades, we didn't beef with no Crips. So we was loved by everybody and respected by all.
So in your day, it was just the villains and the Peblos?
Villains and the Peblos and the Outlaws, the 30th Power, the VSOP.
Okay. And what was those years like?
I mean, on this side, it was man, cripping. Oh, it was fun back then. Like I said, before the social media and the internet, shit, we was outside socializing and in the set. So I grew up socializing, hanging out on street corners. I grew up hanging with the homies, had the big old radios, the big radios with the big boom boxes, hanging out, and the big homies playing Parliament. And if you catch them on a good night after they've been drinking, they might get to singing. Singing some of the 10 pre's, old school 10 pre's.
Oh, okay. Now, what was the Avalon family like back in them days? Because I understand you got 40s Avalon, you got the 88 Avalon Gardens, and then even south you got the 11-6.
Yeah.
Was that a family when you was coming up?
When I first started coming up, the 40 Avalon was still Ozone. They were still Ozone. And the 88 Avalons, and it was just 5 trade 88 Lab 6 when I first started.
Okay.
Then the 40s came after the fact.
Okay.
So the family was still intact. So the homie Big Cartoon and Crazy Ray took us to the projects and introduced us to the 88s. So when I first went to 88s, the first homies I met down there was Suge, Puppet, Big Wiz, Popeye, the homie Big Smiley, Flint, the homeboy Psycho, Rack Capone them. Those like the first friends from 88s. We was all little homies at the same time, but Smiley was older than us, but we was all little homies at the same time. So that's how we all really hooked in. And then I went to Lab 6s, met the homie Lil Dev and them, Lil Mook and them, Big Mook and them, and met a couple of my homeboy Big Iceman, rest in peace, and Lil Iceman, rest in peace.
Okay, so your generation was no Crip on Crip infighting, but your homie is a lot younger than you. I know you come up when you got the Broadways, the Faux Trays, the Avalons. There's all kind of Crip on Crip conflict.
That's crazy.
Can you talk a little bit about that being normal to you when you're coming up?
Yeah, that's how it's always been. It's the norm, like you say. I wasn't in that era when we was cool with them dudes and all that. You know what I'm saying? So my era's always been fuck them. It's gonna be excuse my friends, but it's that.
And in your era, was the top issue with the Faux Trays?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. Now, Blue, somewhere along your era, as you come along, that starts, right?
Right.
Do you remember the beginning of that?
I remember the beginning of that. Like my homies, like some of my little homies, we have disputes, right? Because sometimes the homies, they call me like Faux Tray sympathizers and Faux News sympathizers. And they be like, cuz you grew up with them niggas. You know what I mean? And I'm like, cuz I did, cuz when it was all blacks. My mama used to hang at Wallenburg liquor store parking lot.
We didn't grow up with them dudes though, Blue.
Right, I know that, but we grew up before the banging when we was all pop locking, riding bikes and break dancing.
Y'all made us gang banging.
I know. But some of them, we grew up together. But you know, when we fell out with the 4 trays and the 4 deuces, and it kind of changed the tempo of the East Side, because again, how we were socializing before the social media, everybody kind of knew everybody stayed at.
Now, was it common for you to walk over to Gilbert Lindsay Park and hang out?
When I was a kid?
When you was a kid?
When I was a kid, yeah.
That by the bitch.
When I was a kid, I was going to Gilbert Lindsay. When I was a little kid, I was going to Gilbert Lindsay. I ain't gonna lie, but see, I was going to Gilbert Lindsay. I remember Devo, my nigga, Both Money and them, 4 tray. My cousin Silent and them. I was, you know, they don't see, but it's a different era because I come from the 80s. I was a hang on 43rd when they had the dairy. Me, Big SWAT, Big Boy, Little Big Boy, Lowdown, Smurf, Crip Van. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I tell them, I was a hyper kid, so I'm cripping. So I'm where the Crips at. So I might not be in the set. I might be down the 4 trays hanging out, drinking 800, hanging out with them.
Now, for his generation, going to Gilbert Lindsay Park is an absolute no-no.
No.
Right?
No.
And
That's a lie. Depends on what you're going for.
Oh, and it depends how young you are, because maybe.
No, it depends on what you're going for.
Okay, yeah, but we just talking about just regular shit, right?
Nah, he ain't going regular shit. You see, you know, like I told, like we had the peace treaty. We had the peace treaty, and my boy Lil Touche called me. He said, "Cuz we coming down there to Salt Park for the truce." So when I pull up down to Gilbert Lindsay by myself, and they all outside. I'm like, cuz I know my little homies tip them. They like, no, y'all ain't welcome. But like I told them, I said, cuz I know me personally, I grew up with y'all, cuz our little homies don't know each other like that. They grew up trained to hate each other. So it's gonna be hard for us to get along because the new generation, when they came in to this cripping, we was #1 rivals.
Now, is there a generation gap between people from your era and maybe a little after your era and people from his era and a little before where the issue could have been prevented?
Well, I would say my opinion on that is the 3-strike law came into effect. So whereas this is like my baby homie. My little homies that's over him, when the 3-strike law came, they got set down to like 15, 20 years, but 85%. You know what I mean? And the 4 trays also, a lot of they homies went to the feds and did the 15, 20 years. So they didn't really get the chance to pass down the message to the baby homies, because the baby homies had to kind of raise themselves. It's like having 3 brothers at the house. I'm the oldest brother, and it's a little brother, then it's a baby brother. But if the middle brother does enough time, me and the baby brother is kind of on different pages. We look at the streets different. We didn't have that medium brother, like, I can see where you coming from, little bruh, but I seen what you were doing too, big bruh. So it was like I won't say like a lack of communication, but sometimes the older brother couldn't really raise the baby brother because we looked at the set in different lenses.
So a lot of the leadership and the guidance you're saying was arrested and taken to prison.
Yeah, taken to prison, man. The one who was really getting down because when the 3-strike law came, that mean you had to be active to get them strikes. So the strikes came, a lot of dudes was already struck out or already on their 2nd or 3rd strike when the law occurred.
Yeah, because they went back.
They went back. Yeah. It wasn't from this time on.
Yeah.
No, whatever you got on your record from YA to going to the county when there was bullshit cases, the little 2.5 years robberies that you was catching as a minor, all of them stacked up on you. So by the time you became an adult at 22 years old, you might have got sat down and got out when you was 35. So the little kid that was 10, he 25 years old, don't even fucking know you. So it's kind of hard. It kind of, like I say, it kind of shuffled the deck to where the line of communication kind of broke up.
So a lot of early conflict between this community and the VSOP, now the conflict is split. I'm sure that the Bloods are still rivals, but now you got a new set of rivals.
Yeah.
Where it's Bloods and Crips, y'all going at it with.
Right. But you know, I didn't want to, on my generation, you know, it was always difficult being for Fire Trey, based upon how our hood dynamics is.
There you go with that.
No, I'm just saying this because
The old school.
no.
Y'all always say that y'all gapping.
No.
Listen, y'all didn't have
But
cameras back then.
let me finish. When we also had the beef with no Crips, right? But the 4 trays and the Broadways is one of the oldest beefs in LA, the same in the 60s and the 8 trays. So by us not having beef with no Crips, I went to Main Street Elementary with the Broadways, right? So if you stayed on the east side of San Pedro, you went to 49th Street School with the 4 trays. So we knew both of them. And we never really took a side because by right, half of us grew up with both of them sides. So it might be one night, we might go to Pee Wee Liquor Store and the Broadways dish the tray, but talking about the Broadways. You dishing the tray to us, we gonna fight anyway. We go to a party in the 4 trays, we in the party, they see us and know we not beefing the Broadways. They might keep telling us, black the Broadways. We're like, well, why you keep telling us, black the Broadways? You go tell them. So we was getting favored as Broadway lovers. So we fight the Broadways, fist fighting the Broadways Friday night. Saturday night at the party, we fist fighting the 4 trays over their beef.
Because they want you guys to take a side.
Take a side. So we fist fighting and we didn't take no side. So we fist fighting whoever want to size us up like we busters. We're not going to say black the 4 trays because of you, and we're not going to say black the Broadways because of y'all. Any one of y'all talking shit, we're going to fight both of y'all at the same time. So it always had us kind of in a situation to where that's why 5 trays always kind of ran with ourselves.
So when you came up, that 4 tray, 5 deuce Broadway beef was already in effect.
Already in effect.
I think it started in '79.
Yeah, so they was already beefing.
Yeah.
So by the time I come in there, I can say, we do both of them. It been situations that we might go to a concert or to the sports arena to a basketball game, or we might go to them carnivals, and we might be in there swinging kind of deep. We might have my nigga Lil Loon from Broadway, my nigga Dizzy from Broadway, and Theodore, they might be with us. 4 trays might be deep at the same time. Then see the Broadways, and when they get at the Broadway, like, dog, cause after the rest of the homies, and they with us. And it might be a time that we might be at a function. It might be a 4 tray, somebody that we know might be with us. And the Broadways be deep, and they want to get the 4 trays. Be like, cuz, no, y'all don't have to get the 4 trays, bro.
Let them get.
Back then, though, man.
But back then, we were like, no, cuz we can't rush her, bro, cuz they with us, bro. No, we can't have that. So we kind of took up for both of them and also fist fight both of them over each other also at the same time.
Now I wonder if there was ever any efforts by the 5 trays to try to mediate conflict between 2 sets that y'all love.
Yeah, it was, and they killed them.
That's the 4-8 business. That's not us in the Broadways. But that was the kind of their business.
But I'm saying back in the 80s, you guys had love for 5 Deuce Broadway, you had love for 4 Tray Gangsters, but you can never mediate.
But you know, we didn't want to say we had love for either one of them. We was fair with both of them. But like I say, 5 trays down this way, we kind of hung by ourselves anyway. So we didn't give a rat's ass about they beef.
Now let me ask you this. I heard that in the 80s, the 5 Deuce Broadway used to hang on this far side of the park.
Right.
And actually used to claim that side of the
No.
park. Now, back then, the big homie, Big Rainbow, and Big Chew, kind of like the godfathers of the Broadways, their mama stayed over there on the Portfolio Walk, like 3 houses from San Pedro. So yeah, that's like that's their big homie. So they always be over there in the parking lot hanging out. The homie might throw a barbecue at his mama house, and they'll be in the San Pedro side. So the Broadways would be up here because the homie mama stayed right there. So it wasn't like they claiming this their park. No. I never said they're claiming this park. I'm saying just that side.
No, they'd be up here. But now I'm gonna say this though, the Broadways used to be over there.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker.
The Broadways used to be over there. The big homies used to be over there, cuz. So I ain't gonna sit here in front like they wasn't over there.
No,
They was over there.
over
there. But again, it wasn't like we were tripping with the Broadways. Because again, because at the end of the day, cuz the Broadways, we always, from tumbling, from on the same swimming team, from playing sports at the park, we all knew each other. So by right, they might feel Salt Park was home, because like I said, we all played sports together. But for the Crippin' go, oh, this is us right here. But we don't have no problem, cuz, with y'all and over there with your mom in them house. And
the homies, it was Asian ways back then, so we didn't beef with them.
They still the homies too.
yeah,
right?
it's still a homie. It's still a homie. You know, like us and the bro, us and Five Deuces, man. We go back. We go back. And now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We always had our scrimmages, but you know, for me, cuz that's like we have pit bull puppies. You know what I mean? You got your little pit bull puppy, and your homeboy got a pit bull puppy. You let your pit bull puppy scratch with his pit bull puppy. You know what I mean? So when little homie, through the years, the Five Deuces Broadways is the only set in the A-Trade Gangsters and our allies, but then there's boundaries that you know you're gonna get a hit, you're gonna get a fade. If there's argument going on, we gonna we gonna pile up, we gonna line it up, and we know it's a 99% chance the guns ain't gonna come out. If it is, we're gonna be a squabble. So it's kind of like we gonna see what our little homie gonna do under pressure, and they gonna see what their new homie gonna do under pressure. In other words, let your little puppy go scratch with their puppy. Let's see where they hard at. So a lot of us kind of kept each other tough in the streets.
Now, Cubone from Five Deuces Bro told me many stories of South Park.
Yeah.
That was a part of his upbringing.
Yeah, his daddy for businessman.
Yeah.
See, Big Cubone stayed over my back gate. That's Big That's my boy. Hello. Always had swagger. But see, when I was growing up, he was still doing a lot of time. My dog, my hero, my bodyguard is little brother, Lil Cubone. His brother, Lil Cubone from Five Deuces, man. Now I'm not taking nothing from Big Cubone. But this fabulous Five Deuces, that's my big bro. Like, my bodyguard was Lil Cubone from Broadway, his brother. Rest in peace, Lil Cubone and the middle brother, Lamont Stupid, got killed a long time ago. His middle brother. I grew up with Lanchonette, I grew up with all of them as kids. But Lil Cubone was a real gangster. I mean, hustler. He you know, when we used to be in this, me and the little homies, my generation, we'd be in the streets playing touch football on the street. My dog would hit the corner, and I powder blue motherfucker Regal with ass relay on the back. He pulled that Jerry curl, that one eye low, like you know that one eye low. He just gave me $25. Here, $25, P. I'll say, tell the homies, time out. They be like, what's up, man? I say, hey, Cubone gave me some money, cuz. We have to go eat. I'd take a whole football team, cuz. Cause back then, hamburger special like $3.75. You know what I mean? Cheap back then. So $40, cuz we get like 8 hamburger specials. We go to Tams, 42nd and Broadway. We go to Vernon Avalon before the Chinese place came in there. We get 8 hamburger specials. We put our fries, lay our fries out, open our shit. We dining in. We in there dining like we at a news, like a business conference. You know what I mean? And he eating cuz, and cuz always look out for me, man. And he's had them cars, cuz I remember my bedroom was like by the driveway. And when that Sir Mix-a-Lot song came out, by Posse's on Broadway, right? I never heard it, right? That motherfucker pulled up at my driveway. I never get put up my driveway. He backed that 1500, gold 1500 at my driveway. No, my grandmama's gonna go off. He pulled that motherfucker up. I hear boom, ba 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 boom, boom, ba ba on Broadway. Cause like I was like little bro, man, but he knew I was kind of banging. And he was like my big bro bodyguard, cuz, and cuz to make sure I was straight, bro. See, by me born and raised in my section, I was blessed to get love from different G's from around here, man, because like I say, back then we socialized, our family had ties with other people too, not just my individual relationships. My family had ties with other people, so the Cubones from Broadway, the JD from Broadway, Big John Hunt, Bobby Broham from Fortray, You know what I mean? My Uncle Taco and Fortray. You know, they were Fortray Avalon. Those dudes, Fortray Avalon, you know. I'm just gonna pick it, you know, I heard, you know, on the podcast that how some dudes trying to dispute that they Fortrays wasn't Avalons.
Who said that?
My boy said that. You know, I heard dudes say, you know, they was East Side and all this, you know, my reply to that is, I ain't never met no other dudes that's G's that didn't have Avalon on them. I know that we don't get along and people try to, you know, don't say the whole history, but the old Fortrays I knew, they was Avalons. When we go to prison, we was all in the same car. The Fortray that was on that was riding with us, Psycho Vince and them, they were pushing Avalon. I didn't hear wherever the other dudes was, they wasn't popular. I heard more Fortray Avalons, and then they turned San Pedro. So whoever the other set of dudes was, I never heard of them. I heard the Fortray Avalons.
Okay. Now you mentioned 1984, and it made me think about the Olympics.
Yeah, yeah.
You must have some memories of the streets during the Olympics.
Yeah, but see, that's again, the Streets Olympics, a lot of us were pop locking and breakdancing. That one was kind of big. That's when we go back, what I say for myself, we go back with Lil Ken Tut there from Fortray, my nigga Mo Money from Fortray. A lot of us was pop locking breakdancers, trying to make money on corners with.
Y'all niggas out here with the cardboard box throwing it on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to tell you, no, but yeah.
I wasn't doing that.
No, you weren't even around.
I wouldn't have been doing
it. She was out there pop locking, doing back spins in the front of yard. Homies with the motherfucking baggy pants with the karate shoes.
Now dancing was a big thing in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, but see now, might add you, we had dance groups that was popular. You know, we had the Freak Daddies, Big Mike and them, and then I had another dance group that run a corner called the Dominoes. Now the Dominoes was Wayne and Diesel, the choreographers. They had Sel from 40 Avalon, A-Bone, my boy Disc, my boy Reggie, and they had I forgot my boy name, with the Jerry curl that stayed on 54th. No. He was Pop Lock, I forgot his name. And they had
not A-Line.
No, and then we had one dude was the first superstar over here. His name was Tough. Tough was the youngest out the Dominoes. Tough was the first dude to be in a rap video. Back then, that was big. Tough was the young dude Pop Lock in the Gap Band, on the love train, and at Venice Beach, and the little dude, him and Papa Taco, the little dudes, that was Pop Lock, my boy Maurice, my boy Tough, was in the Milk of Does commercial.
Okay, so wait, let's go back to the Gap Band video.
Yeah.
Who's the homie dance pop locking in that video?
My boy Tough.
And that's pre-cripping?
That's pre-cripping, and he was a pop locker. He stayed around the corner from my house, and he was the first young dude ever to really be in a music video. And back then, being in a music video back then was big.
And then what did he eventually become after?
He ended up getting killed, maybe like a couple of years later, but he ended up being in the Milk It Does commercial. He was pop locking with I want to say a penguin in the Milk It Does commercial. And he was the first dude to really be on TV. And Wayne and Diesel, they used to be pop locking on Soul Train. I just tell my grandmama, I know them dudes on Soul Train, and my mama thought I was lying, but she didn't know that them same dude that was pop locking. My homie Big Ricky Jackson, X-File, they used to dance on Soul Train. So back then, there was a lot of talent around here.
And these were all Fortray Avalons eventually, or from different areas?
Wayne and Diesel didn't bang the choreographers. A-Bone from 40 Avalon, Sel from 40 Avalon, who did the Rip Riders, he was pop locking, and Tough was claiming 40 Avalons also. So they was pop locking. We had the homie Big Mike and them, Fortrays, he a pastor now. He had a group called the Freak Daddies. Now Big Mike was like 6'2", with the Jerry curl, look exactly like Michael Jackson before the nose job.
So where was Big Mike and the Freak Daddies? What did they eventually become from?
5 Trays.
Okay.
They pop lock on 47th and Avalon at Creamer Records. And the homie T Tiger, big homie T Tiger from 59 East Coast, used to come down there and pop lock at Creamer Records.
Is that right? Big T Tiger.
Yeah, Big T Tiger. Shout out to Big T Tiger, rest in peace, and my homeboy Momo from 59 East Coast. Just come down here on that elite, man. Like I say, the Crippin' was fun because it really wasn't no boundaries for black kids.
Now, I want to ask him because the dancing thing seems like foreign to you. This was a big part of gangbanging culture back in the late 70s, early 80s.
No, I knew a lot of them old dudes pop locking and shit. That just ain't my thing.
He wasn't no, you know what I mean? They know, we talk about lockers. Like I say,
I don't dance now.
My opinion when I look back, every dance craze, they became bangers after that. A lot of the original Crips, and I say all of them, a lot of original Crips was lockers. And then a generation of them was pop lockers. And then after them, a lot of dudes was break dancers.
That's cool. It was busters back then. And then busters now.
And then you got, and then you know, I laugh when I see little homies. I remember them dudes was housers. You know what I mean? When the LA had a lot of dudes calling taggers, WDCs, the Troubles, NTSs. I'm like, cause I remember you dudes running around here with the high top fade, looking like Kid and Play. All of a sudden, South Central Minister Society, all y'all braided y'all high top fades like old dog. You know what I mean? You remember they had the high top fades, and all of a sudden, they braided it down when they see old dog, and they got to banging. I'm like, cause I remember you 2 years ago, your shit was a high top fade like a Gumby. Then they start banging.
Now, do you remember the Michael Jackson video where he actually had real, I believe it was some Broadways?
Broadways. You know, you can find some pictures of Michael Jackson throwing a Crip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know back then,
it was the thing to do.
Yeah, the Crip. Before it was these car clubs, Crippin' and bloodin', well, Crippin' mostly. That's what it was. Crippin' and hustling. Crippin' and dope dealing went hand in hand. When nigga was curb serve, you know, I grew up in the Nissan truck era. Mm-hmm. You know, shout out to my homeboy Big Jimbo, rest in peace. My homeboy Lil Roy from 40 Avalons and the homie Big Bobo and them. Mm-hmm. Bro, and High Shop in Broadway, them dudes had some sounds. I remember we used to come from the park and me and the homie Little Lunatic, Rack Capone, C-Rag and all of us, little Big Trey Ball, my brother, and we was walking home and the homie Jimbo would hit the corner in a Nissan truck, a purple Nissan. And I know at least myself, I used to be like amazed on how far he can be ahead of us that we'll still hear his music. Now, you know, from 47th to San Pedro, there's no cap, there's no exaggeration, not put no dubs on it. The homie could go up San Pedro going towards Vernon. From 47th to at least 42nd, that you could still hear the music behind the Nissan truck. Like 7 to 8 blocks. And the only reason that you wouldn't hear it no more because when you got to Gibberlizzy, the San Pedro made a curve. And to all that, the Nissan truck used to come by and rattle your windows, bro. To where you could be in traffic and the Nissan truck would overpower the ambulance.
Well, since we're talking about the Nissan trucks and the dope dealing, this part of LA is home to Whitey Enterprises, Ozone,
Third World,
LaRue,
Fourth Dimension.
Do you remember growing up and hearing all of these?
Yo, like I say, you know, those was our superstars. Like I say, our mamas never gave us no money to go see it.
Them was the superheroes.
You know, like I
Where
say,
I'm from, drug dealers is the superheroes.
yeah, like I said, we had Jimbo get this money. Go to 40 Avalons. They got the Ozone down there, getting money. You got my boy Eddie Bogetti, Third World. Bird Train down there, Third World. Broadways had Whitey Enterprise.
Yeah.
You know, and hold on, man. They might now. I'm gonna give a shout out to a special crew of dudes, man. To when when I look back at history, I say when everybody was dope dealing, making money dope dealing, we had a crew of dudes down here, man, that was getting money and they weren't selling dope. I'm gonna give a shout out to Looney Raj, Fire Trey, Big Baby Trey, Fire Trey, Squeaky Mouth Larry, Short Larry. They had a crew. I think they was flocking back then. Man, my homie Looney Raj come through here, man, with that big old gold rope chain, 4 foot. Big old medallion. We talking about big old medallions.
Nigga, that motherfucker like this.
And the homie Big Baby Trey, he not too much older than me, and the homie come pick you up, and you a little homie. Not saying our family was having money back then. You get in a homie car, and they car better than your mama car. Wood grain, the homie come get me, we hit a corner, and next thing you know, you hear that motherfucker, unless you door lock, boom, boom, and the police get behind us, these motherfuckers will jump out a brand new car and run. By the time you amazed at the wood grain and the police got behind us, them dudes were jumping out of brand new cars and leaving the car. And you like, they even leave this brand new 1984 Brougham Cadillac. Yes, they are.
Nigga, I'm leaving Benzes.
My homie Looney Raj had TVs in the car before they had TVs in the car. The homie, you go to the hood, Leroy from 40s, Jimbo and them, Looney Raj, the homie Big G Rat, a crab game would jump off. Man, it's hunters on the floor. You might buy the homie car after the crab game. It was just money flowing. It was just money flowing back then, and the homies made you want to hustle.
So in the 80s, who would you say was making the most money out of these different groups and organizations? Because I've heard a lot about Burt Train. Burt Train name always come up.
Burt Train, I can't count his pockets because Burt Train older than me, but they went to Riverside. They kind of opened up Riverside. But see, that's how we end up getting into it. You know, money bring arrogance. So they start getting money. Some of them start to feel themselves. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. That mean you can't. That mean you can squabble all of a sudden. You could got this money. I mean you can fight now. So we just get into it with them because some dude had the money, and the money brought the bitches, and they brought other dudes. So, but I would say, if I had to, as a crew, I had to give it to Ozone. Ozone had New Jack City before the movie came out, New Jack City. We was little kids. We just wish we could get on the team. Like, I want to be a watch out. You could be on the block on a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid on a bike, on a BMX bike, being a watch out.
I think I interviewed Bohanna from Trey, and he said he used to hang out in Ozone making money.
Just be gonna be a watch out.
Yeah.
Just be a watching out. And like I say, I think they was really making. I had to say, the Ozone. I want to say the Ozone was. I mean, I don't know how much the White Enterprise was doing because that was the Broadway thing. I remember back then you had dudes with jackets on with White Enterprise on the back. You know what I mean? So they had organized down there, but I don't know how much money they was making. But now, I don't know if they was part of the enterprise, but I know my nigga Lil Cubone, my nigga Big E from Broadway was eating like a motherfucker because they stayed on my back gate. And they was getting to the bag over there. On 47th place, they was getting to the bag over there, but I don't think they was a part of White Enterprise. They was part of that Fabulous 5 Deuce thing. They were just Broadway gangster. They wasn't part of no, I don't think they was a part of no drug name. They were still posses on Broadway. So Big E, shout out to Big E from Broadway, and Lil Cubone from Broadway, they was getting to the bag over there.
Who's the first guy you seen on the east side on Dayton's?
I mean, and looking good?
Yeah.
Big Jimbo. Nobody did it better than Big Jimbo. Big Jimbo had all the lowriders, when Jimbo hit the corner with a car, you like, I remember one day, me and Big Jimbo, we rolled out one day, and he low riding. Man, he scared the shit out of me. I told you ride with this dude, man. He hit the switches up. All you will see is sky. And come down, he was like, I'm holding on to the door. Me and Jimbo had a lot, I want to say, a lot in common, because we was big dudes, that we were hustling, but we was really, he was a good dude. But Jimbo, I think Jimbo. Now, Jimbo, and then we know back then you had rivals. Dudes getting to the bag. You would see Jimbo come out with something clean. Do you know Looney Raj? Go come through today. Now Raj, I remember Raj came through with the 4-door dually, high in the air, with the snow, with the snow things on the top, with the big antennas. You know what I mean? He came with his shit, and then you gotta give respect to my homie G-Rat. My homie G-Rat come through that luxury sport on them old gold ones. Then you gonna hear that then now, and then we gotta talk about Big Baby Trey. That Big Baby Trey come through looking like, I wanna say, Big Trey gangster. Big Trey had that swagger. He had the 72 glass house, all white, with the black convertible Phantom on them 13s. Now, I'm saying it wasn't this one dude. I had to give a shout out. I didn't even have my homeboy Big Nut. Had the Malibu with the swivel seats, with the flakes in the grab. So back then, it was a lot of dudes motivating you to get some money.
Now let me ask you, do you remember the place where everybody used to get their car painted? I think it was called Castro's.
Castros.
Was that on 40s?
The Castros, I think it's on Broadway.
Broadway and 40-something.
41st Broadway, and then they had Nick's. That's on 41st and Avalon. But Castros was the man back then. Yeah. Castro, I just go to Holy Cross with his sons.
Is that right?
Yeah, they HOBs.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the paint shop is gone, right?
Yeah, it's something. It's like a mechanic shop.
Like a
Mechanic shop, but Castro was him.
So the Castro family ended up having some sons that started banging HOB.
You know, HOB. That was them.
Yeah.
That was them then.
That because they say they was having bread back then. So they was having bread back then.
Well, I remember Castro's in around 85, 86. I don't think HOB was out.
No.
86.
But see,
maybe in the early 90s.
The HOB came late.
Yeah.
But say again, all HOBs is really from that immediate area. And I don't think nobody was having more money over in that immediate area than Castro.
And can you imagine how much money he was making from those paint jobs? Because each one of those paint jobs was like $1,000 each, right?
Each, and
or more.
Or more.
Yeah.
And you see some nice paint jobs with the flakes, with the pearls, the deep. They don't make the pearls no more. They don't do pearls. I mean, you had the homie hit the corner, and you see the haze. We called it the pearl back then. They call it. They got some other name for it now, but they had the pearl on it.
Yeah. So basically, you're talking about like a white painted car, but it's got either a red tint or a green tint
or a blue tint,
yeah,
like a pearl on it.
Yeah. That was gonna cost you a little more than $1,000.
And then they had with the Nordic steel wheel, the brown Nordic steel wheel on it. But see, I can say back then Cripping was fun, because again, when everybody get money, the big homies.
So you saying it's boring now?
I say it's boring now, because Crips ain't outside.
Man, it is Crips outside. Nigga, I'm outside every day.
But I'm talking. I'll say now us, we still old-fashioned Crips. We still hang outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We still hang out. We still hang out on corners. We still throw gang signs at cars. You know what I mean? We still throw gang signs at cars. We still in our section in our park. But since the social media came in, people don't socialize.
That's they cripping. Them niggas watered down.
But I'm saying, let's say the difference between today and back then, everybody was outside. Wasn't no cable TV.
But in his generation now.
In my generation, we was outside too.
Yeah,
we didn't have no phones.
But rap music and being a rapper is way more
Yeah,
popular now.
yeah.
You go to functions, you go to events.
You go, like you say, the little homies, like I grew up, I looked up to the big homies. I look up to the motherfucking rappers.
You saying niggas look up to rappers?
A lot of dudes want to be rappers now.
That's on them. That's
but a lot of they whole get down is entertainment. Like I told you
Most
earlier.
Of these rappers are snitches, so they want to be snitches.
No. Yeah. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, by a bit.
Them niggas telling like never before.
But a lot of I say this then. The rappers' version of the Crippin' make you say something that you really don't feel.
Like what?
make you say, make you want to do, you want a lot of attention, and you want to say a lot of shit like you rapping, and you want to do a lot of shows. Back then, it wasn't a lot of that because before, you know, I tell my little homies that you only know your big homie Blue and my generation only under surveillance. You only know us under the camera. I grew up, it wasn't no camera.
Shit, nigga, I wasn't no cameras like
No,
that.
but I'm talking about today is
We didn't have no cell
only
phone.
way you
We
can
had
get
powers
convicted.
in the beeper area.
But I'm talking about only way you can get convicted for a murder, that dude really had to come to court on you. Back then, it wasn't no, I got you on a camera.
So don't think like y'all time was like y'all was more gangster than us. Y'all be like, oh, we got real killers back then. We was the real killers.
But
y'all niggas wasn't under the camera.
Back
then you could shoot at a nigga right here on 51st, nigga, and stay right here in this park on Avalon.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Right now,
but
that nigga get cracked right here. He be in jail by Monday.
But the same token is, other dudes were taking chances on us too.
That's understandable because y'all didn't have no cameras, so you know it's more leniency. Now, y'all scared of these cameras. Them same niggas that was gangster back then without them cameras, y'all scared of these cameras now, but it's some of these young wild niggas that don't give a fuck about this camera. That's gonna put on that hoodie K and come do their thing.
Yeah.
So you feel what I'm saying?
But it's
so you can't say like, oh, y'all was way harder than us back then.
No, I was saying.
I think these young niggas now is way wilder. These young niggas don't give a fuck. They walking up.
Also now you're getting a more extreme sentence.
Yeah.
In jail now.
Exactly. You get way more time. You can do a murder back then.
Years.
You can do a murder back then. Do 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
But now.
Come on.
But so.
Right now, do a murder. Nigga,
So
get
but that being said
is,
is, which is a blessing.
They just gave Eric Holder 60 years.
You ain't gonna
Dudes in your generation never got no 60 years.
Hell nah.
Shit,
very rarely.
Yeah, very rarely, but shit.
Nigga ain't got 60 left in him.
But 25 to life is a long time.
Yeah, 25.
25 to life. I got you know, Big Blue. I got Big Blue, Slam.
Slim from Outlaws?
No, my homeboy Body Slam. Kiki.
got a gang of lifers up there.
Big Lunatic, Lil Ray Dub. A lot of dudes been down. Big Lunatic been down since '88. Lil Ray Dub been down since '88.
Also, a guy from 88 Avalon Gardens named Racapone.
Racapone, he got stretched.
Turtle been stretched.
Yeah, Turtle been there for a long time. Big Bosco just got off of doing like 30 or some years.
Yeah.
So they were chipping them off. It depended what they were doing.
Yeah.
They would get chipped off, but the difference is today, which is a blessing, they people are still shooting. I'm not saying they're not, but when I was growing up, hearing guns fire in the mist was regular. You come outside and hear blah 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 blah. You can hear somebody on Central shooting from over here. You can hear somebody on Vernon shooting. You don't hear it like you used to hear it back then. You remember you grow up, you come outside and somebody's shooting tonight, and somebody's hood is beefing. You can sit on your front porch and listen to the gunfire go off.
Which is a good thing now because I think between, I'm gonna say from 87 to 93, you know the city averaged 1,000 murders a year.
Yeah. When I grew up bang in LA was the murder capital of the world.
Yeah.
When I grew up because
Niggas was killing.
Because the dope dealing made you
Just cracked.
No, it made you be able to buy more weapons.
Yeah.
From having that from having a 38 and a 12 gauge to have a 9mm and
most
the
of
AK.
these gang wars is either over a bitch or some dope.
Yeah, most of them. Some of them is.
Think about it. It's gonna be behind a bitch or some dope.
Somebody trying to show off in front of some bitches.
Now,
It's some bitch or some dope. Either way it goes.
back to that original conflict between the Broadways and the faux trades. It started over a guy named Gangster Lee. That happened in '79, a little bit before your time. But did you ever hear stories about how it started?
I heard it was over a football game at a football game.
Yeah.
And I think the dude that got killed was I think he was Rainbow and Chew, like they brother.
Yep.
But you know the five dudes in the faux trades was close back then, so they was kind of almost, I said, the same game. From what I hear, some Broadways come from faux trades. However, they always had relationships back then in the day. So
I ain't never had a relationship with them dudes. None of them.
yeah.
Not one single one? Have you ever knew one when you was a kid in elementary school before pre-banging and then y'all went different directions?
No.
Okay.
because you know, by the time
all the way segregated.
by the time the baby homies came, a lot of the hood got regentified. You know, so they was giving them up Section 8 and making them up move to the IE. You know what I mean? So by the time a lot of homies came, we wasn't like back when I grew up, we was all neighbors. We all knew each other's families. And like I said over here, if my mama is my mama 35, your mama 35, they knew each other because they all went to Jeff. It was only one high school over here. So from the Pueblos to the Fire Trades to the Four Trades to the Outlaw, 30 Power Rule, all of them went to Jeff. So a lot of our families knew each other from school. So, no, but at the time, Jeff was a blood school growing up. So that's why you hear the story when Sinbad and Four Trey say that he used to come get us to go over there and fight the Bloods at Jeff. I was one of the young dudes. Sinbad's come through in the van, like, cuz, go get down today. Me being a hyper kid, come on. We jump in the van and wait to school let out, and we rushing the first Bloods we see coming out of school. So that was Crip was fun because, again, it wasn't always about the gunplay. It was about these dogs. I've been places where we used to be on Vernon, I remember the homies used to be on Vernon, and is that Crocker, that little food restaurant? Swans done jumped out on us in the van. And the gunplay didn't jump off, homies out there just squabbling. You know what I mean? It was more of your heart fate. It was like more hand-to-hand combat jumped off than it straight out shooting all the time. So you had to really show your heart and get your ass to the street and hold your own.
Now, you probably came up with guys that were from the blood side when you was in elementary school. But you had to have met guys pre-blood, pre-Crip.
Well,
what elementary did you go
to? It's funny you say that because, you know, I went to Main Street, right, with the Broadways, and all I knew was Crip from this side, right? So my mama and them and my stepdaddy, they moved on the east. They moved on 49th, between Central and Hooper, right? So always went to my grandmama church on 48th and McKinley, and I remember always seeing the senior citizen building on Central. So I knew I was close to home, but I didn't know the boundaries. So by me moving over there, they had to check me into Hooper Elementary School, right? So in the midst of us moving over there in the summer, and I'm up here at the park playing baseball for the park. And I never forget, man, we having baseball drills, and the homie Big Killer D walking through the park, and the coach knew Killer D. So Killer D came over there to just talk to the coach. But when I seen Killer D, this dude light skinned.
Killer D's alone. He was like the ideal Crip.
Had the gold hair pointed down the middle, with the golf hat on, like my golf hat on, hair hanging down, with the Batman coat, the cascade with the Batman on the back, the all black khakis with the crayons, the black with the kind of black suede with the orange heel in it. I was like, he fresh. That's the first time I seen a Crips with swagger. So in school, my mama took me school shopping. I already knew what I wanted, cause I seen the homie wear that outfit. So my mama took me to the surplus builder sale. I got me some khakis, some blue, black, and gray khakis, the same Batman coat, and I had the black crayons, and I had the beige crayons. So my mama checked me into Hooper Elementary car. I'm at Hooper Elementary, we get checked in, my mama talking to people at the desk, right? It's two boys that's sitting in the office. I didn't know these kids were gonna get swatted by the principal. But then the kids would get to swat you. I'm sitting there with my mama, right? My mama talking. The two dudes looked at me. They said, like, where you from? Now, I'm in the 4th grade. He said, where you from? I looked at my mama behind me, in front of me, my mama back turned. I looked at them niggas. I gave up the Crip. You had to bring it around and cuff it. You know what I mean? We bring them up and cuff this Crip. It was cracking at that school after that.
So you went to a gangbanging
elementary school. See, back we say Broadways and Summer Fire Trade, the 501 Bumberjacks at Main Street. But at Hooper was the Villas and the Pueblos.
Wait, you said 5-1 bumper jacks.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us briefly about those? Because they don't exist anymore.
No,
But
the 5-1 Bumper Jack was off Woodline and 51st. And they became 5 trays. Big J Bird, OG Warlock and them, Ding Dong, homie Meaty Bill, all they were Bumper Jacks.
and what years was this?
This had to be like 81, 81, 82. And I was, like I said, I was still going to elementary school.
Crip.
Man, I went to Hooper. It seemed like the whole school was against me. Back then, you could be able to walk on campus. It wasn't like no gate. The campus was kind of open. It was Jews coming from Carver to my class like, we gonna get you. I never forget, man, my little brother, Boy Blue, I'm in the fourth, he in the first. We walking up 50th to the house. Boys follow us to the house. I told my brother, walk in front, walk in front, walk in front, walk in front. He don't know what's going on, he in the first grade. Walk in front, I already know they on me. My mama wait for us to come home, and I see her from the corner on Central, walk to the alley, and I seen her. I'm trying to walk fast to get in the house. She watering the grass. Wait for us to come home. And I go in the house and dude talking shit in front of my house. My mama said, they talking to you? And I'm like, yeah, my mama said, ain't no, my mama, she said, ain't no busters, not no busters. She said, ain't no cowards live here. Get your ass out there and fight. My mama pulled outside. She said, he gonna fight y'all head up. Y'all not gonna jump him. He gonna fight y'all one at a time. Cause we ain't having nobody coming to my house chasing my son home. Boy, my mama, you know your mama watching you.
Oh, you gotta get to your thing.
Bro, we doing our thing, mixing them. After I ducked the first dude, the other dude wanna fight. After I beat the first dude up. After that, man, I never again, my mama took me, my mama had the LTD. She took me and my little brother to Pioneer Chicken. I bought us a 3-piece, bought me a 3-piece with the breast, chicken, and a big ass soda. Said, that's for you fighting, boy. We don't have no punks here. Every time you fight hard, mama gonna take care of you. But see, back then it was different. Your mama made you fight. These days, the mama's jumping in the kids' fight.
Yeah, trying. That's my baby.
That's my baby. No, back then your mama knew that your son gonna have to defend himself out there.
She made sure you got a
become a
fair
man
one.
You mean you got a fair fight, so it was different. So, no, I can't say that I had some friends. Now, I would say my neighbors was named Abraham and Warren. I think they turned bloods, but we wasn't banging back there. Well, I was just claiming Crip, but I was like, can't say it too loud over here because I was living on the other side of Vernon. Because back then, the villains had from Vernon to Slauson. Back when I was growing up, all on Central was villains. So, no, I can't say that I had no friends that was bloods back then that no.
You remember any of those kids that you had to get into it with at the elementary school?
No, I didn't stay there that long. My mama said, I went back to Main Street with the homies from Broadway. We all went to school together. I went back to Main Street.
So did you eventually go to Carver Junior High?
No, I didn't go to Carver with the Holy Cross.
Oh, okay.
You know, like again, a lot of the homies knew the 4 trades from Carver. I didn't go to Carver. So when it came to a time for us to take any type of phase with them, I didn't have a personal relationship with a lot of them. So it was no problem going over there and us fight because we wasn't ever classmates. My little brother and my
Just run, pick up these kids.
hey. But my little brother, Boy Blue, and my homie Trey Ball and my homie Lil Lunatic, and then went to Carver. Now the first dude from 4 Trey that went to Carver that became my boy, his name Willie T. They called him Big Justin for 4 Trey. I always tell his sister Phyllis, Willie T, the first dude that ever put a joint in my motherfucking hand. Willie T was cool with my homie Lil Lunatic. Willie T, now this is at Carver. Willie T had I would have called it a chop top Pinto. He had a Pinto station wagon. The top was off. I don't know, was it welded off, however it got the top off, but it was chop top Pinto. And we had the house speaker. He had the house speaker in the back. He tried to act like the big homies. Big homies had the 15s. He had the motherfucking the house speaker in the back of the trunk, and we used to play the battle round. We used to roll through the and you know, even through us and the 4 Trays conflict, that always been my boy. You know what I mean? Because even when we was growing up, it was 4 Trays who ran with us too. Fudge, 4 Tray, ran with us, was cool with us. Bubby, Chevron, my boy La from 97 rest in peace. La from 97 East Coast ran with us. You know, back then, it was hustling. You know, in the hood, I gotta tell homies, certain blocks had names. I was like, hey, where you at? I'm going to Money Village. Money Village is off of 40, that's that 42nd, 43rd and Woodlines apartments that's called Money Village. Or you go to the one way. The one way is like on 41st, 42nd and San Pedro. With Lil Fee and Lil Rodale, 4 Tray, they grew up, they pops had a mechanic shop over there. And then you had Third Place. Third Place is between, 43rd place between Main and Broadway. And then we had the back street. Different names, different streets had their own names. Like I say, to me, cribbing was fun back then.
So then, this is pre-conflict with the 4 Trays?
Yeah, that was pre-conflict.
Okay, so were you in school when that started, or you were already out of school?
I want to say maybe my last year of conflict. Other 4 Trays, if I'm not mistaken, how it kind of got into it really went to, we used to fight the 4 Trays time to time, because every young homies want to build our reputation off. So it's young dudes might say 4 Tray, we'll say 5 Tray, he'll say 4 Tray, we'll say 5 Tray. So it was like individual dudes who might have had issues with each other, but never got in here. And I think our beefs kind of, when it started getting turned up, when we started going to Recita skate ring. It used to be a skate ring off of Sherman Way in Recita. And now it's a skate ring like the 60s had rolling wheels. The one in the Valley was kind of like an east side skate ring. The 4 Trays, 4 Deuces, the East Coast, TC, the East Coast, to be out there. And again, everybody showing out over the women. So I think the 4 Deuces got into it, my homie Lil Fella and my homeboy Michael Taylor. And they was the big homies, and I think that's how it kind of started. And the original beef kind of started between the 4 Deuces and the 4 Avalons, but the big brothers kind of took over the beef. The 4 Trays was the big brothers to the 4 Deuces, and the 5 Trays is the big brother to the 40s.
So the history of the conflict really starts between the 4 Deuces and the 40 Avalons?
Yeah, and then it kind of, we just go fight the 4, I say we was in one car already, so we just go line the 4 Deuces up. The 4 Trays would be there. He'd be like, hey, what y'all got to do with us and these dudes? Ain't y'all separate? But, my man, still my boy to this day, Lil Albone, Prentice. He used to be the 4 Deuces. He from 4 Tray. Prentice always gonna fight. And I like, Prentice, why, cuz? Hold up, cuz. Why'd you fighting the homies and you a 4 Tray? These are homies. So that's kind of how the 4 Trays kind of start trickling in to the issue. Is really with us and the 4 Deuces. But my boy Lil Albone, Prentice, he'll take up for 4 Deuces and he gonna fight. And that's how it kind of, and I remember when C-Bop from 4 Tray got involved in the squabble, he fought my homie Big Fish. Fish fired his ass up and bit his ear. And bit his ear, we had his earring and everything in his mouth. So it was, like I say, it used to be a lot of more fist fighting. And I think it kind of started when my homeboy Baby D from 4 Deuce died. And the homies told us that they rushed him at the repass. So we go line up the 4 Deuces over that. And they got the shooting. And they shot my homeboy Gangster. Once the shooting it's always had gunplay, but nobody ever got hit. But once somebody got hit, that was kind of the beginning of the end.
When do you think that happened? What year was that?
I think that had to be like maybe 89, 90. No. Let me go back. It had to be like 92. I think my homie shot my homie Gangster like in 92.
And he was hit, but he survived.
He survived. And that's when it started kind of get to where the guns is more coming out than the fist fighting. But now, my boy Boulevard and Four Deuce, later in the years, he told me that it was all a lie. That they didn't rush the homies and all that old type of stuff. So a lot of our conflict, from my understanding, was over some bullshit. Now, if you ask me, I'm just one person, I wish we never beefed with Crips because, from my concern, we aired out our own community. We gave opportunity for the Hispanics to come in and take over our community because it started getting dangerous. And that's where you start seeing more blacks move out. Now, like I said, we used to be 80%, 90% blacks. Now we 20% now.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Hispanics because when I first pulled up, I saw a little Mexican riding by and he said, "Hey, what's up, Blue?" You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of playboys, graffiti around here. And this is I guess you got to say, this is part of their.
Yeah. Those the homies, the playboys, the homies.
Yeah.
You know, us and the playboys, we never had no racial. We probably one of the only LA gangs that don't have no beef with their local Hispanics. Us and the playboys been cool long as I've been banging, because, you know, we got homies, they got kids. My homie Big Crazy Ray and my homie Big Stone got kids by playboys. And then we got little homies. And let me tell you a history about us and the playboys. How us and the playboys never really got into it with each other. Now, like you said earlier, the Founders Broadways hung on the San Pedro side, right? They got two nieces, Rainbow and Chew, got two nieces that was from Playboys, Vanessa and Ann. They was like cholo, but black cholos, right? And then you got Big Rabbit from Playboys, black. But Big Rabbit had a big family that stayed on 49th. Big Blue, that's Big Avalon Blue, first cousin. And the church right here, but all this church right here on the Portfolio Walk, Pastor Little, that's Rabbit's big brother. So the three blacks that was from Playboys, family was heavy in the game. And they were the only blacks that was claiming Mexican gangs. And then a lot of other Playboy Hispanics, Big Loco and them, a Bunny and them, a lot of us had stash houses over here for Hispanics when it was 80% blacks. So we knew some of them Hispanics, when they family came across the border, they kind of lived with the black families for a minute until they got on their feet. You know, not in the same house, but you know, on the same property. So by that being said, when the outside Hispanics, like on 54th and Main, with 18th Streets, just kind of come jump on the Playboys in the park. And once our black family member that was from Playboys roll with their homies, we've never let no other Mexicans jump on our Mexicans in our set. So we always been like Saw Park versus everybody. So we always had love for the Playboy because we have family for Playboys. And we got little homies from our five trade that their daddies is from Playboys. So we never had no beef with the Playboys because every generation of five trades, it got some dudes from Playboys that we always been cool to every generation.
So basically these two gangs, these two communities, these two sets are intertwined to each other.
Yeah.
Even on a family level.
It's family level, and we go back so far now. It might be some new dudes that get jumped on our set that don't know the politics. It might be a head of fate, but we never, ever, ever, ever had no gunplay or went no gunplay with the Playboys because a lot of Playboys kind of learned they thuggish from us. You know what I mean? They was young, watching us hustle, beef with dudes. See, you got the Playboys down here in Salt Park, the 5 trays. At Gibby Lizzie, you got the 4 trays and the 41st Street Mexicans. So they don't get on the 41st, we didn't get on the 43rds. So it was Gibby Lizzie versus Salt Park, and we always held each other down.
Now, have you guys ever been accused of being Mexican sympathizer, Mexican lovers by other black sets that don't have that connection to their Mexican counterparts?
We really don't give a fuck about, well, that's shame on them. That's their business. Not saying we, that we condone it, but the 5 trades, they never had no racist problem with Hispanics over here. Salt Park, we never had no racial problems over here ever since growing up. So that's why I say Salt Park is one of the best areas, because we don't have no racial problems.
Now, how many half black, half Mexican kids are running around here where their parents are from either Playboys or 5 Tray Avalon?
Now we got Playboys that's blacks, and we got Avalon that's Mexicans. So it's never like, over here, hey, you in Playboys and you black, we'll tell you the politics of what it means. But we got Mexicans from 5 Tray too. So, but we all homies. Now we go to the county jail, right? At least myself, and we'll see the Playboys in the hallway with the rest of Hispanics. And they know when we see each other, Avalon's gonna get loud. We see the homies in the hallway. We be like, Playboys! What up, fool? Playboys! And the other Mexicans are looking at the Playboys like, obviously they know y'all. Those are homies. And, like I say, other areas might have racial problems. But us, we're never not saying they're not the homie, because we're closer, we're just as close to the Playboys than we are to any other gang, blacks in general. We cool with other black gangs, but we tight with the Playboys.
Yeah, the first person I saw greet you was a Mexican kid.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just do St. Patrick's for this high school around the corner. And my homeboy, little man from Santana, was working with me. It's like his second day on the job. And he said to me, Blue, I have never heard a Mexican call a black dude uncle until I met you. And I'm like, for real? And to me, we always been cool with the Playboys and Hispanics. It never no racial thing. So it's how can I say? It's 5 trays that's big homies to Playboys too. That we always grew up under. They always watched us. They had their own politics, but we've been outside so much that they grew up under us at the same as we did with our big homies. Because they was always welcome to come kick it with us when they felt they wanted to.
Yeah, I guess you could say this is one of the few pockets in LA. I don't think y'all the only one, but one of the few pockets in LA where there is no black-brown issue.
No, not over here, not over here. And I don't give a fuck. We on our job, at least me. If I'm on a job, co-working Mexicans, I do construction. I'm a carpenter. So I'm the only black on my job. I tell them, I'm comfortable, bro, being around Mexicans because how my surrounding is. I'm comfortable being the only black. Ain't no thing, I'm not racist against Mexicans, because we never beef with no Mexicans in our gang. But a lot of our Hispanics are, what they call those our niggas.
That's incredible, actually. I love that. All right, now, in this history that we've been talking about, you often say faux tray, faux deuce. I haven't heard you once say faux 8. Now, I understand that the 4-pack is faux deuce, faux tray, 4-8. You have not mentioned 4-8 once in this whole interview. Why is that?
Because they new to me. They new to me. That's more the little homies beef, like little generation. But is I remember them as kids. You know what I mean? I'm 53 this year. Them dudes, little homies to me. Them dudes, G-Thang, and all they big homies, they little homies. I remember dudes as kids over there off of Wadsworth and 49th, and they used to hang on the homie wine over Grape Street porch. And you know, it's fucked up because a lot of them used to hustle for the Avalons originally. And I think they kind of, I feel when they fell in the 4-pack, they was kind of forced to beef with us if they wanted to get along, if they wanted to be with the 4 trade, the 4 deuces. They had to make us a rival.
Now is 4-8 closer to the 5 tray Avalons than they are to 4 deuce and 4 tray? When you think of the geographic street numbers?
You know, back then, I think the 4, that was kind of open ground over there between Central and Hooper over there because, like I say, a lot of villains was down there closer to the 4-8s and 4 deuces, to the 4-8s. And the homie sons, we got you know, it's crazy that my big homeboy Rudy, right, got a son named Little Rudy. Little Rudy was 4-8. And he ended up doing something to one of my homeboys, right, and doing time for it. But it's fucked up because the person he did it to was best friends with his daddy. But by his daddy doing so much time, he never really get the chance to know his father's side of the family. We always knew who he was. I mean, it's myself and my generation, that's the homie Rudy's son with the big ass ears. So we're not gonna get at the homie's son, cause that's our loved one, his daddy. But it seemed like when they got to banging, the passes he was getting, because we knew his daddy, the more arrogant a motherfucker was getting.
So Little Rudy got at an older guy then?
Yeah, ended up killing my homeboy Big Poop. That was really tight with his daddy.
And he didn't know?
Cause daddy was his daddy had got a life.
But no one let him know, hey, this is your daddy's homie right here.
He never, I don't think he really got a chance to really know his daddy's side like that. Because, and it's crazy, like we got homies, kids that's from over there. I don't really know that many 4-8s, don't get me lying. You know, I know they had a dude, from my understanding, it was a dude named Suge that tried to bring it together. And he ended up getting, and somebody over there knocked him down. So, you know, I don't really know that many 4-8s. So I really got out to comment on them because when I was banging, they didn't exist. And the one that did exist was little homies. And we knew them, seen them as kids, and more of that. We more knew the 4 trade and the 4 deuces in my generation. I don't really know the 4-8s, so I ain't got a lot to say about them.
Okay. I want to ask something about the businessmen. Did you ever get to develop any relations with some of the OG businessmen when you was a kid growing up?
Oh yeah, man. I know all. Oh man, I still do. You know, hang out a little longer. They still hang out. You know, like I say, a lot of dudes, like grandpas, great grandpas, they still hang out in the park. Like, you know, the businessmen's is the 5 trades big homies.
Yeah.
Those like our forefathers.
Did you know Raymond Suge Wright, who died a few years back?
Yeah, I know Big Suge, Butch, I still got Carter. They still hang out up here. So I know a lot about Big Blue. Original Blue was Businessman Blue. And those are big homies, man. And those are big homies, bro. And like I say, squabbling. You know, my homeboy, I remember I said on my podcast when I first started doing gang intervention. And I met Swanee Fly from Villain. That's the first blood dude that I became cool with. So me and Swanee used to go to class, take our gang intervention classes. Me, Shaka from Swan, my nigga Fatty from Swan, rest in peace. And we always ride together. So when I'm driving to school, if I'm driving, we take an Avalon to see the park. If I ride with Swanee will go up Central. So we on 51st Central, and I see my homeboy Alonso from Businessman in Towns Park, and when I seen him, Swanee Fly said, "This is my big homie Alonso." When he said that to me, I looked at Swipe Fly. I'm like, yo, big homie. I'm like, I said, hope the homie ain't playing both sides. So when we pulled up, Alonso looked at us. He looked at the car. He see me on the passenger side with Swipe Fly. Alonso, cool dude, suave dude. He looked at me. He said, Avalon Blue and Swanee Fly have been in the same car. Two of my favorite little niggas. He say, Blue, we all y'all big homies. We businessmen go from the Villas over to the Pebbles, to the Four Trades, to the Broadways, everything, north side of Slauson is businessmen. He said, we all had bitches. All y'all are kids. We was doing a lot of time. So we didn't give a chance to introduce each other to each other, like, damn. So a lot of over here, Broadways, like they say, Cubone, Daddy, from the hood, from businessmen. Now, speak of some older cats, man. If you want to say one of the most dangerous motherfuckers that I can say that I knew that came out this motherfucking party as an old dude was my big homeboy, Crazy Ronald. Crazy Ronald was an old, right here should be right where we sitting at, I could say maybe to that third palm tree, used to be a gazebo called the Cage. Before they done the park, it'd be a parking lot right here. And the Cage used to be like a domino shack and the gazebos. But over time, the drug dealer came, it became like a safe haven for dope fiends and crack smokers. I should come up in there and hang around the older cats, 17 years old, because I knew I was going to jail eventually. So I was asking a lot of jail questions for the older homies. And my homeboy Crazy Ronald, I was running with him, and he had a beef with a dude named Posse. Right, he turned to Posse. I don't know Posse, I didn't know who he was. Now this is the 90s, I'm gonna tell you why this dude right here is one of the most dangerous motherfuckers that I knew. Now the 92 riots happened, right? And I think this may be the day that the National Guards came, they got to LA. So it's still kind of mayhem, right? We in the Cage, man, playing dominoes. And I seen these dudes come up in the parking lot, Posse and a dude named Lowrider. And I'm seeing the dope fiends swarm these people. I'm like, who's them people over there? I'm like, nah, I'm curious, who's them? They giving out testers. And somebody said Posse. I said, that's the dude Uncle Crazy Ronald get along with. So I go in the Cage, I said, hey, Ronald, that dude Posse outside. He like, all right. So now, Posse don't know Crazy Ronald. I don't know if you know Crazy Ronald is in the Cage, in the gazebo. Just like with them old Black Caesar movie, because these dudes is great grandpa ages. So what I do, I get on the bench, on the wall, and I'm finna see what's going down. Crazy Ronald's sitting on the front table. The old dude Posse walking the gazebo. I guess maybe get into it for a minute. That dude looked at Crazy Ronald. He say, nigga, you got a problem with me? My big bro, Crazy Ronald, jumped up. He said, nigga, you got a problem with me? And my boy Crazy Ronald, when he get the shoulders loose, I said, oh shit, Crazy Ronald finna get active. Man, I swear to God, man, that motherfucker Posse had a 9mm in his pocket. And he called himself for the drawdown on Crazy Ronald. Now I'm sitting on the sideline watching it. And the hammer of his 9mm got caught on his pocket to where instead of it coming out, he had the double. Man, by the time that dude double pumped it, man, I swear to God, Crazy Ronald ran up on him, grabbed the hand with the gun in his pocket, side slammed him, and a steak knife came out of nowhere. I ain't talking about the flick. I'm talking about steak knife with the 8-inch, 12-inch blade came out. And for the, I like Crazy Ronald. No, don't kill him. Cause it's a whole gazebo full of people. This is about maybe give or take 1 o'clock in the daytime on a Saturday morning. And I grabbed, I cried, don't kill him. Man, we got the gun, disarmed him. I looked at Crazy Ronald, I said, you got to be the most craziest old motherfucker. Cause everybody was, everybody said what they would have did. If he'd have did, I would have did that. No, that nigga did that shit. That nigga grabbed him, slammed him, straight night, come out of nowhere. Crazy Ronald was a straight up, man, he one of the dudes who would walk around here and had, like I say, it was real gangsters up in there. Like I say, even before the Crips up in here.
Was Crazy Ronald a businessman?
No,
okay.
He was an independent dude, but he grew up with everybody. Yeah. But that dude right there was dangerous. That dude, he was one of the dudes to walk around with, what's that, boric acid in a cup. Give it to him, he gonna throw boric acid on you. Young dude talk shit. First time on Crazy Ronald say, you can't whoop me.
There's been a lot of talk about grid, gang intervention. What do these guys really do? Are they working for the police? Are they sending people to jail? Can you break down the gang intervention from the perspective of you doing it with Swanee Fly?
Over here in my area, I was the first black dude to do gang intervention in my area. Because when the grid first started, I ended up getting a job with an organization called Going Beyond Boundaries. I'm the first black dude to do the gang intervention. Now, we don't go across the yellow tape, so we're not a part of the crime scene. And on the phone, it's called a racer. You get erasers, right? Racers, just say somebody get killed on Central, down the street. We don't know about it because we wasn't there. We get the racer call. The same way today they call the Citizen app. We get the app off the Citizen. So if it's gang related, we go over there and see. So we go over there, we go to the yellow tape, not across the yellow tape, because if you're in the inside the yellow tape, you're part of the crime scene. And the LAPD knew that you did gang intervention. So what happened? This such happened. Dude got killed right here. And they'll tell you what happened, how it went down. And what we'll do, we'll look for the family members. Either we'll keep kind of, if the crowd is kind of unruly, we're trying to keep the crowd down. And most part, we go to the hospital to meet the family of the victim or the family often victim of crime. So I don't believe they snitching because first of all, they're not there when the actual crime goes down. So I don't believe they snitching. Now, myself, if you really got LTO, which is a license to operate, why would you, like me, I can't speak for everybody else. Now, is there some suck-ass niggas that might want to make a side deal? I can't put that past everybody. But majority of them dudes, man, them dudes be solid, bro. And got and got too much street credibility to be a rat just on GP. I don't see them as snitches because they're more peacekeepers. And how to say, when I did gang intervention, it was different. When I was doing gang intervention, I got the Avalon, we playing sports against the Pueblos, Crips and Blood Pueblos, and I don't call them snitches, man. We'll play baseball games with PJs, and gang intervention itself. Only reason I have a problem with the gang intervention overall because they don't got the proper representation. They don't have a commercial to show who they are, who they not, where it leaves anybody to say something bad about them. I don't see gang intervention being snitches. They're more street mediators.
Okay.
More of like, instead of like, I don't do gang interventions for an occupation, but I still do gang intervention because I like to keep my homies safe. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna come outside. If I gotta call Swanee Fly villain, local Mike with villain, Big Sinbad them villain, cause I build relationships. Hey homie, is it worth the gunplay? You know what I mean? Hey, it kind of created a eternity to where you know real motherfuckers, not from doing time, not on the yard, but on the streets. The big U's, the bear claws in them 60s. Through gang intervention, I met them. I don't consider them to be snitches. Because again, you're not, 9 times out of 10, you're not there when the crime went down. So I don't know nobody, like when a homie tried to call me a snitch because I did gang intervention, right? I said, cuz y'all still going to the county, right? Y'all still going out of jail, right? I said, have anybody came to your bed and say, homie, your homie Blue to do gang intervention told on me. Who's the victim? You know, they call, like I say, how can you call an entity snitches? Who's the victims? Who's the one said, I'm in here because such and such intervention told on me, it's on black and white, that he snitched on me. They called everybody else, they called out all the rats. Everybody, like you said, you talked to earlier, when they bring out snitching with their paperwork, I haven't seen not one person, including 600 ass, have brought no motherfucking paperwork on, niggas say, I'm in jail because the gang intervention told on me.
Okay. Now, you mentioned 600. Let's make that the last thing because I know you got to run. A couple months ago, he popped up here at the park.
Right.
It became a big deal online. Because he was already going through it with his neighborhood. He was already on the outs with his neighborhood, and then he pops up over here. How did that whole thing come about to where he's popping up, you know?
Now, my homeboy Khan, I was here earlier, right?
Yeah.
Now, like I say, I like to throw the peace treaties, because the original truce was right here. So I like to keep the truce alive. I did the 30-year anniversary of the truce. So me and my right-hand man, Pastor Shep, for ECM, he threw in another. I said, man, let's do another truce. So I got the church people up here. I got rival gang members up here. So my homeboy Khan knew some Atlanta drives. My homeboy J-Rock from Atlanta Drive. So they were like, hey, can 660 come up here? I don't do the internet like that. I do the set. So I don't know. I know him. Him and my homeboy had, all I knew of him, that him and my homie Cartoon had a publicity stunt with the boxing shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, you know, ain't no problem because, you know, I got other gangs up here. I don't want to be biased. I don't know the man. So yeah, he come on up, it's all good. I'm not tripping, but I don't know his situation like that. So when he came, and like I said, I'm juggling the church folks, the gangbangers, dudes smoking weed by the church folks. I'm doing safe passage. I got a lot of shit going on. So when he came up here, it became a spectacle because everybody who knew who he was got the fuck out the way. And I'm like, feeling like the energy, like, ooh, you kind of hot, right? So I didn't want the young man to get hurt at my event.
You thought there was a possibility of that on that day?
Yeah, it was sharks in the water. I got the nigga sense like, I'm seeing body postures and people's on the phone, and I'm like, let me get these young men. I'm gonna say this, I don't have beef with 600. I don't beef with mothers I don't know. I'm a real Crip. I don't do the internet shit. So I said, listen, I'm gonna get this young man to his car and get him up out of here. But the only thing that really pissed me off about the whole ordeal is that they don't talk about the Crips and Bloods getting along. It seems like the bullshit happens the last 15 minutes of my event. And the 15-minute bullshit overshadows all the real shit that was happening all day. So again, I don't know the young man. I abandoned him from my set. Nothing personal, but you can't bring your ass over here no more because you got too much baggage. And we not turning Five Trey Salt Park into a motherfucking circus. So I had to ban the young man. We spoke once or twice. He asked me was the band still up. I said nothing personal. Yes, the band is still up. You can't bring your ass over here no more.
Do you figure if you can't go to your own neighborhood?
Yeah, hey, take care of that shit. You got, cause you know, it's funny, you know, when the 6-0 day came out, I said, you coming outside tonight? I said, this the time you could go viral. If you gotta take some fades, you ain't no little dude. Go in there and motherfucking get your squabble on. He didn't bring his ass outside. So I know that, you know, even with the big, you know, I felt bad for even getting in the big U business when that came along, man. You know, I got a lot of blowback from me apologizing to Big U because I was fired Trey, he was 6-0, and the moniker on the world web that he run LA. That's not true over here. But I met him through Gang Adventure. And then through Snoop Dogg League, my son played demos, his son played with Crenshaw. And he always showed me respect during the years.
Have you had a chance to talk to him after the whole incident?
Not really. You know, we spoke once or twice, but, you know, we see each other in person, we should be good. If not, we gonna see. You know what I mean? So I apologize not because I'm scared of no nigga. Niggas bleed like everybody else bleed. But at the same token, I don't believe that he'd have let my name come in this situation the same way. So as a man, not as a gangbanger, but as a man, I apologize for letting your hood business even be spoken in my business. That's not five trade business. So I apologize to him as a football coach, as a fellow interventionist. I apologize as a man. I'm a man before anything.
Do you feel like 600 kind of exploited that opportunity or that day for his benefit?
Yeah, but at the same token, I don't know them. Like I say, I had to do a crash course internet that same night. I'm defending myself. Listen, man, let me tell you how stressful it was. I went viral, right? I'm defending myself on the internet. My shower curtain is my backdrop. My wife and my son don't know what's going on, they sleep. My oldest son, his phone is broke, so he ain't following the internet. Seen his daddy get drunk through the mud, over 600. But I did what a real intervention is supposed to do. I made sure that man didn't get hurt in my area. Regardless of your feelings, a real intervention worker makes sure it's supposed to be, make sure if it's in your area, everybody's safe.
So is that why at the end you were actually walking him to his car?
Yeah, I mean,
because something could have happened to him?
Yeah, could have happened to him, and I like, bro, I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna do my part.
Now, were you guys on 51st?
No, he was on San Pedro.
Okay.
And the police, now, we got close to his car, the police pulled up, they bumped him up. Not me and the other gangbangers from Atlanta Drive. So I'm kind of upset because you're harassing a guest at my intervention thing. He had the little over-the-shoulder thing. He said, I got a gun in the car. I don't know why he told me he had a gun in his car. We wasn't at his car. But they went in his car, put his 9 out. He had his permit in the fanny pack. They took the gun out. They put in, I'm sitting there watching. They lit the permit. They ran up on the computer. They gave him his gun back. And he pulled off. So I don't know how that worked. I don't know what they said about the man, but he did have a permit for his gun, and the police sure ran it, and they gave it back to him. But for me, it was all that shit was a motherfucking publicity stunt. Because again, I don't do the internet like that. I do the set. So we still, like I said, I'm still reading graffiti on the walls and throwing gang signs at cars. So he beat an old dog with new tricks. I was kind of got caught slipping.
Now, you said he called you and asked if he was still banned.
Yeah.
Why did he even want to have a conversation with you?
I don't know, is it for more views? You know what I mean? Like I said, I had to learn that people do it for a hustle. I'm not, like I told him, I don't have no personal gripe with you, brother. I don't know you. I'm too old to be having beef with strangers. I got beef with niggas in real. I got people who don't like me in real life. So, but I say, but no disrespect, but you're still banned because you got too much baggage.
Yeah.
Until you go handle your shit over there in your hood, can't come over here. But you know, after I banded him, the Atlanta Drives banded him. My bone, the Five Deuces banded him. So he don't know, you know, don't let these gray hair fool you. I got love in the streets, so you could get banned.
All right, Avalon Blue, I want to thank you for this interview. We're going to have to do a part 2 because this shit was so informative, and I know you got some errands to run.
Yeah.
So we'll call that a wrap on that, and thanks for your time, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Special shout out to the Avalon community, man, for allowing me to represent y'all in the proper way. Shout out to homie Big Cartoon in the nation. Hey,
Foundation Nation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a wrap.
Let me.